In a land once called Siam, a place you likely know better now as Thailand, there ruled a mighty king. He was kind, revered, and held an untold amount of power over his country. The people of Siam respected him deeply, as tradition and loyalty were at the heart of their society. But as time wore on, cracks began to show beneath the surface of this kingdom. Some people started to feel the weight of inequality. What about the farmers who toiled tirelessly but remained poor? Or the workers who had no say in decisions affecting their lives? All the power lived at the top, concentrated in the hands of a few. And though respect for the king remained, people began to wonder, could there be a better way? This question didn't just linger, it sparked action. Among these people were thinkers and dreamers, brave individuals daring to imagine something different. They were soldiers, laborers, and scholars, bound by one shared belief that the future could hold something fairer, something brighter for everyone. Together, they formed a group that would change history. They called themselves the People's Party or Kanaratsadon, and their vision was revolutionary.
What if the power didn't belong to just one person or a small group?
What if all the people of Siam, the workers in the fields, the shopkeepers in the markets, the teachers in the schools, could have a voice in how the country is run? It was a bold idea, a radical one. This was a land ruled by kings for hundreds of years. The very notion of redistributing power sounded impossible. Beginning in secrecy, the People's Party devised their plan. An idea like democracy doesn't just appear overnight. It must be nurtured carefully, especially in a place so rooted in tradition. Piece by piece, they built their strategy, pursuing their vision not with the tools of war, but with words, ideas, and united purpose. Finally, the morning came. It was June 24, 1932. As dawn broke over Siam, the members of the People's Party made their quiet move. They stepped forward, calm, steady, and resolute.
From today onward, Siam will have a constitution. The people will have rights. The people will have voices. Siam will take its first step toward becoming a democracy.
How did the king respond, you may ask? Astonishingly, there was no bloodshed. No battles erupted between the old and the new. Though initial resistance flickered in certain corners, the change was accepted. Siam, after centuries of absolute monarchy, transformed into a constitutional government. It was a moment unlike many others in the world, a peaceful transition sparked by courage and conviction. For the first time in their history, the people of Siam saw the dawn of a new era. A constitution meant protections, laws, and a voice for the common folk. From that day forward, Siam became Thailand. But what didn't change, what endures to this very day, is the impact of June 24, 1932. It became the birth of Thailand's democracy, an ideal that shapes the lives of every generation that followed. Today, Thai children grow up in schools where they learn about democracy. They're taught that their voices matter, that freedom and fairness are rights for all, not privileges for a few. And it began with a brave group who dared to reimagine the future. But let's not forget the incredible significance of how this change happened. Across the histories of nations, we often see revolutions marked by tragic ends, streets soaked in blood, families divided, kings ousted in war. Yet for Siam, this moment of transformation came through peace. It was as if the people of the land chose to believe in something bigger than themselves, a belief that the future demanded not destruction but construction. Ideas became their tools, and principle became their power. So, next time you think about Thailand, remember this story. Remember the People's Party. Remember June 24, 1932, the day an act of peace and courage forever changed a kingdom into a democracy. And remember this, sometimes the boldest changes don't begin with conflict. Sometimes they begin with an idea.